We're on a thrill show with Rawporter and Niblets at niblets.com. Download Rawporter from the iOS App Store and the Google Play Store.
Hey, it's Kyle, and we're on the Rawporter Roadshow on niblets.com at the Fort still with Rick from Urgently. Real quick, Rick, tell us what Urgently is.
It's basically a mobile app and also a website that connect people that have an urgent or top-of-mind need with the nearest party to meet it. So think you're at home and there's a terrible storm and there's a leak in your roof. You put in roofer, we connect to the nearest available roofer. So it's all based on time and proximity, not just a list of roofers and you have to call them. It's really about roofers that are nearby, 0.2 of a mile away and available to meet your need.
Awesome. So you said it was like LBS on a needs based.
Exactly. So when we looked at the space, social local mobile is very interesting, location-based service is very interesting, but so much of it seems to be based on what people think that you want, and we really felt like, how about we build a service that helps people get what they need instead?
And this is not your first startup, right?
No, I've done 8 startups before and been fortunate to have a couple of exits before.
Would you consider yourself a serial entrepreneur?
Yes, serial and maniacal and all the above.
And is Urgently something that you came up with, or a group of you guys, or?
I do have some co-founders, but it was my idea based on a calamity in my own home, where my dishwasher broke and flooded a third of my house, and I thought, oh my God, what an overwhelming, sick feeling it was, and I had no idea who was nearby to help me. And I know that doesn't happen very often, but I thought, gee, wouldn't it be great if I could look into an app and know who was near me that could help me, whether it's a plumber, etc.
So we're doing this on video, so you're obviously not a 20-something entrepreneur wearing the same startup t-shirt every day of the week, but you're here at the Fort, and so you were telling us that you provide a mentorship role. And
Right, is part of being in the Fort that Fortify Ventures has. They have a network of mentors, and so all the mentors make time, varying amounts depending on what's in their schedule, but to come down and help startups. And so there are a few startups here that I have some germane expertise or past that I might be able to be helpful as far as introductions or to thrash on their business model or make introductions to partner companies and things like that.
And finally, one of the questions we ask everybody, I asked you earlier before we started videoing, is do you find it challenging to launch a startup outside the Valley? And your answer was really interesting, because a lot of the younger entrepreneurs are always like, oh yes, but in the way that you described it, you kind of likened it more to launching something outside the Valley is more of like the school of hard knocks for an entrepreneur. And tell us a little bit about how being successful and a successful entrepreneur outside the Valley and having some exits makes you more I don't know the word, but more. It's
a little easier for me in that I've had past exits and I've made money for people, so I have the wherewithal to do my own startups. But I think in DC overall, separate of myself, I think it creates good habits in that you need to build your company and at least have some definable, demonstrable traction, and that will help companies in the long run. But you kind of have to build your product and prove the dogs will eat the dog food before you raise money here. People want to see that you're real, whereas there's at least the thought that in other areas of the country you can be a little bit more loosey-goosey and be, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and be partially down the path. Here you have to build your product, have some customers that say, yes, I'll buy your product, and show some early demonstrable traction.
Excellent. Urgently is available in the iPhone App Store and the Android market or Google Play Store?
Yes, in both of those, and as well on the web at urgnt.ly.
Rawporter. Shoot and upload your video today and get paid. For more info, hit rawporter.com.